I am an adjunct professor, an academic success coach, a seasonal academic advisor, among other things. As academic faculty, we work side by side with full-time faculty, not to say that they're compensated tremendously for what they do, but we are often teaching the same courses, putting in the same effort, in many cases working more hours than them to make a living, but we are treated as second-class citizens. We are not compensated the same. We are not given the same rights. To ask for fair pay, health insurance, and pensions for people who are working for the state of Massachusetts is not unreasonable. Myself, in your average semester, I work more than 50 hours a week for the state of Massachusetts, but I'm compensated at a fraction of what my colleague in the next classroom is. I don't have the possibility of retirement. The OBRA that our money is put into is like a savings account with almost no interest. Adjuncts can't retire. It's literally expected that we work until we die. So these requests are really very basic. When I tell people how bad our situation is, they often ask me, why would you do this job? Why would any of us do this job? Well, let me address that. For one thing, we are told this is the only way into a full-time position. I'm passionate about my field. I'm passionate about helping students, particularly those who may not have had a lot of advantages. I like to help them succeed, and I'm good at it. I want to work in higher education. This is really my calling. I apply for every possible full-time position, but in 18 years, I haven't gotten one yet. Just in this past year, a number of my colleagues, particularly in STEM fields, have left teaching at our community colleges for jobs in industry. These are good professors. These are people who really were benefiting our students, and our students will no longer be able to learn from them because those professors have decided this is a dead end. They would prefer to be in higher education, but they're leaving because they don't see any future. Let me give you an example of how this has looked in my own life. When my son was 18 months, I worked out that my husband has Marfan syndrome. That's a genetic connective tissue disorder that affects the whole body, but particularly the heart. He was walking around with an aneurysm that nobody had detected, and he needed open heart surgery. He went out on disability, he had surgery, he lost his job, which was our source of insurance, because of course I get no benefits. He fell off of COBRA and unemployment, so we had to turn to the connector and Mass Health. I live in Lynn, and while he was out of work, I taught at the Framingham campus of Mass Bay, Endicott College in Beverly, and Bridgewater State, and worked at two different YMCAs in the same semester with a 2-year-old at home. As I previously stated, in recent years, I've been able to cobble together a bit more of a living by working many positions, often funded by 2 or 3 different grants at the same time. More than 50 hours a week for the state of Massachusetts in most weeks. My colleagues and I deserve a fair wage, health insurance, and the possibility that we might get to retire before we die, which will only happen with access to the state pension plan. Nobody can retire on OBRA. I strongly encourage you to support Senate 1732 and House 2723 for the 70% of courses that are taught by adjuncts at our community colleges. 70% of the courses are taught by people that are being exploited like I am, people who want to be in full-time positions and haven't been able to get them because it's cheaper for the colleges to keep hiring more adjuncts to exploit because they don't have to give us benefits.